This is a castle home. You can see here that I created in the Far Cry 3 engine and editor several years ago. This version you see here includes a stone wall, a concrete block wall around it. Some of the initial designs don't need that, but the most secure structures would include a perimeter wall. I'm going to take a quick orbit around in the editor you can see here, and then I'm going to go into the actual game engine. So in this version, you can see about 1,000 stacked concrete blocks that make up the main structure, with I think about another 1,000 making the perimeter wall. Inside the yard, greenhouses, animal pens, there's a covered eating area. You can see over on the left there's a windmill for water. Outside the compound there's a sewage treatment area facility. This is just a prototype. From the outside of the structures you can see antennas, satellite dishes, air conditioning, other air and exhaust vents. A lot of foliage. Take a quick pan around in the editor here. Alright, I'm going to go into the game engine and let you have a look inside. Alright, here we are. I can't hide the gun, unfortunately, but to bear with it. Now before we go in, I've been creating structures like this for many years with many different game engines. This is just the latest versions that I've created. The idea is that theoretically you could create defensible structures out of what you see, these concrete blocks at building sites and other places, simply by stacking them. No mortar required. And the hypothesis is very relatively quickly and cheaply you could have a fireproof, bomb explosion proof, tornado proof, riot proof, pretty much anything proof structure that can survive a long time without maintenance. It has many benefits over shipping container structures or other off-the-grid structures that aren't defensible or survivable. So you see here is an example of a defensible design where you could protect your property and its contents via these large concrete blocks. Additionally, you see a lot of people buying bunkers, bunker homes, and the hypothesis here is that bunkers are inherently unsafe because they can't be defended. Someone can pour gasoline down the vents or dig you out, wait you out, and there's nothing you can do about it. Whereas here, you can have a bunker underneath the structure, or the structure itself is your bunker, and someone's going to have a hard time breaking into it because it can be defended. There you go. Alright, we're going to move inside the outer wall. You can see there's a gate. Again, with this editor, I'm just using primitives and objects that come with the game engine. Nothing's custom, it's all just objects I've placed and stacked. So I've created a perimeter wall. There's a courtyard inside. Walking into the structure, there's another small courtyard. Layers of defense, essentially. This is a gate that can be closed. Within the small courtyard can be used for exercising if you can't leave the main structure. I'm just showing a water well here. There could be gasoline tanks or water tanks in the dirt underneath this part of the structure. You can see some defensive catwalks here. So the first official room you'd walk into would be the garage. Pull your vehicle in, maintain your garage, maintain your vehicles within the garage. You can see heavier sliding metal doors in all cases, reinforced thick steel. Moving into the house proper, you can see large bulkhead doors. All doors in the structure would be steel. Take a long time to weld through, or could be explosion proof. First room you walk into is the kitchen. Again, this is made out of just the only primitives that I had within the game engine, so just stacking boxes and other things. The game engine did provide some stoves and refrigerators. So there could be a little sitting area. Concept you'll see throughout the structure is fireplaces in every room. I'm doing this in case you had to live just in one room and there was no heat. You would either have a stove or a fireplace in every room for heating or cooking. That's just shown here. On the first floor, this would be your large pantry with other refrigerators or coolers. There's a bathroom here, so you can water storage. So you can store a lot of food and water just on the first floor to provide for the formal kitchen. So this is the kitchen. So all the rooms are, I believe, about 20 feet by 20 feet square. Apologize, I should have measured this before I went in. Let's see here. So if these are 3-foot blocks, 3, 6, 9, 12, so maybe 15 by 15. I'll verify that. Square for every room in the structure. I'm not going to go downstairs yet. The underground is basically a bunker basement. I'll get to that later. So the second floor would be a dining room, large table, fireplace. You can see here all of the staircases are stacked on top of each other. They're all metal. And they also include a metal hatch that's folded up underneath that can be closed. So every floor can be sealed off and closed. You can see little locks and bolts here. Would be rotated, probably spring actuated for ease of opening and closing. You can see here a lounge, living room sort of area, fireplace, bookshelves, computer area / surveillance area, entertainment area, big screen TVs. No big screen TVs in the game editor, so I had to just stack these monitors to imply that. On the second floor here, you'll see the first bedroom, one of 3 bedrooms in this facility. All the bedrooms look pretty much the same, so they have their own heat source, a bed, some bookshelves, and then they have their own bathroom. So this would be your own toilet. This would be a shower area here, kind of blocked off. Every room's got their own TV. Another feature I'll get into, it's all open. Piping, cooling, heating, and electrical are all accessed via these pipes. These are also vents that lead down into the bunker. Reinforced steel with access panels. So this is the second floor. You've got a lounge and the first bedroom, and then also your dining room. Moving up, what would be the third floor, an actual lounge here with a bar. And then this is the first terrace we have. Walk out onto, this could be a hot tub, it could be water storage. All the terraces are intended to also have some plants, growing some potatoes or corn or whatever you want to grow out here. This would be additional external fire pit or whatever. And you can see the crenellations around all the external walls that can be fighting positions through this very thick reinforced concrete. Now it's still, as far as reinforced concrete goes, it's still an open debate. These blocks could include rebar and reinforcement, but they could not. That's unknown yet. Whether that's required, possibly. All external doors may be even thicker, more reinforced to prevent people zip-lining in on a helicopter, blowing your door open. These could be even more reinforced as external doors. Additionally, all windows, I didn't include this, but all windows would include steel shutters, hatches, 1-inch steel hatches, and then you could also have glass that could open as well. That's just not shown here. On this third floor you see the second bedroom. Looks just like the first. Bed, own ensuite bathroom. Every room has its own heat source, cooking source in case you had to hole up in just your own bedroom here. Thick steel doors. Okay, moving up the stairs to the third bedroom. This could be the master suite theoretically. For privacy, you would of course close your hatch here. A little tighter in space maybe, but the master bedroom has their own private balcony out here with your own private hot tub, heat source, grow whatever plants you want to grow. Got your own little laptop here. So obviously I'm showing a structure here with electricity. There could also be central heating and air as well. Nice view of the ocean. Alright, moving up. This is the final official room of the structure in the tower here. So this is the tower control room. This would be the highest enclosed fighting position. It would contain additional command center, monitors, computers, planning, heat source, weapon safes, storage, whatever, maybe some extra food storage up here. And then moving up to the roof. See, on the roof you could have a satellite dish, antennas, other antennas, your air conditioning units, exhaust vents for all the fireplaces, exhaust vents and air intakes for the bunkers downstairs. You could grow additional food up here. And of course this is your actual highest fighting position up here from on top. A lockable, closable, reinforced steel door here in case someone wants to land via helicopter on your roof. Alright, so I'm going to run downstairs to the basement slash bunker. This is just my first attempt at the video. I didn't write a script. I just jumped in here after getting the recording software to work. Very raw. Probably missing some things, but just wanted to get a video out quickly talking about this pet project of mine. So here, if the shit really hits the fan, you might want to go into the actual bunker, which would be down here. So the bunker is redundant, where you would have, if you had to live in the actual bunker for a month or two, you would have another kitchen. You would have your primary command center down here with your video surveillance, air filters from the outside. What I'm depicting here would be possibly a geothermal generator. It could also be a diesel electric generator. Large amounts of battery backups. Batteries could also store solar power, wind power from the wind turbines outside, the windmills outside. So ideally your solar panels, wind turbines would all be within the structure so they're defensible, so someone can't just mess with your electrical generators while you're holed up within the structure. And so then the only other room in the bunker would be your food storage, cold and dry storage, potentially large amount of water storage, bathroom. Here's your hot water tank. Disregard the bugs, they just show up around light sources here. I'm depicting here a little medical / trauma center, medical supplies. And this is just bunk beds, you know, nothing fancy here in the bunker. You would just want to be able to sleep a bunch of people in the bunker. So the bunker serves as a redundant set of systems for the rest of the structure, as well as theoretically being able to filter out actual nuclear, biological, chemical contaminants. And also the bunker roof would be thick enough and shielded with metal to shield against radiation, theoretically. But possibly you wouldn't have to live down in the bunker because of the rest of the structure is so survivable. In most cases you could just live in the main structure, keep people out of it, have enough food, water, energy to tough it out for 6 months, a year, 2 years, a decade, however long you would need in the worst case. I'm showing here a door out to the backyard. I don't know if I'd actually have a second door here into the garage, but this is the luxury model, where the luxury model has an external perimeter wall. If you wanted to go cheap, you may not build the external wall and just live in this main structure here. But if you had a perimeter wall, it means that you could do things outside the main structure, stretch your legs, butcher animals, have little parties out here, tend to your crops, pump your water within relative safety within the perimeter wall here. So that's what walls afford you, is another layer of defensibility for your pets and animals. So you could have some animal pens. Additionally, you could store a lot of wood. You don't want people stacking wood up against your structure and lighting it on fire, so you'd want to defend your fuel wood sources as well. You could dig yourself a big swimming pool out here if you wanted to, and be defended. So I think that's it, the quick tour. I've created the structure in many other game engines. This one looks the best, maybe, compared to other game engines I've used to create the structure. But this is the concept. I'm sure I missed some things, but this is just the first quick video to explain the concept. A lot of things have yet to be explored and thought about. Obviously a structure of this weight would need a lot of support underneath, whether you're building directly onto bedrock, or this would need pylons driven deep in the earth that actually connect to bedrock. You know, I'm not an architect or an engineer. I'm sure you would need some robust drainage, things of that nature. But the concept, the design, the intent would be that you could leave the structure alone for 100 years and come back and it would still all be intact. There wouldn't be any real water damage. The structure could survive without human interference for a very long time. No mortar between the blocks here. So that's the hypothesis. Um, see if it holds true. Alright, with that I'm going to end the video.